Did you see Mr. and Ms. Sameface taking a walk and walking the dog?
Now, this I want to talk to you about.
Oh, you didn't like the idea that they're walking down the street on television with a camera in front of them and they have no idea it's there.
What is their gimmick? Is it their gimmick? They're the annoying neighbor?
Yeah, apparently.
Like, what is this? Like, this has been now weeks of filming them in their apartment where no one sees the camera, and now they're just going for a gingerly stroll. What is this exactly? By the way, it hasn't made me more interested in either of them.
No.
It's gone the opposite way. I care less about them. What is this? What is the gimmick? What is the purpose of this?
Well, I was going to say if this was on OVW television, it wouldn't have been. But in a similar instance, either somebody they know or one of them is a fucking budding film or videographer, and they decided to just shoot their own shit and turn it in so that the NXT people don't have to fuck with them. And they're just airing it. I don't fucking know. It looks like shit that's self-shot that they just, oh, here, you did a tape? Okay, we'll air it. That's the way it used to be done in the old days, but I don't know.
And to everyone who said before these promos that Johnny Gargano didn't have much personality, you were right. It turns out you were all right. They could try to give him some. These are the worst promos out there. These are so bad.
And they came back home and found a new TV that old Indy Hartwell had sent them. And then, of course, continued later in the program.
So it sounds like they've given developmental wrestlers a contract raise. She's buying TVs for people?
Either that or it is Florida. It could have fallen off the truck. Anyway, here's one of the big problems I had coming up next. Austin Theory, who I've been so high on, 22 years old, looks like a star, can work, can talk, good-looking guy. I think he's going to be a big star against Leon Ruff, who looked, I don't know if they got him from a homeless shelter. He needed a sandwich. This fucking guy did not weigh 140 pounds. And also they joined this match in the ring. I said, Austin Theory didn't get an entrance. No entrance with all the shit on this show so far. No entrance for this guy. Anyway, they give Austin Theory a job guy. But for the first 2 minutes of the match, the job guy flipped and ducked and kicked the shit out of and got several false finishes on Austin Theory. He was green and out of control and doing all that. And then finally, old Ruff got rough and slipped on the ropes. And Austin Theory hit him with a fucking finish. And he didn't mean to slip on the fucking ropes. This was the drizzling shits. Why was this? I'm sure Leon Ruff's a nice kid. Besides the fact he needs to gain about 60 pounds, why would they put a kid like this on national TV and let that green and let him do all that shit to show how green he was? You need a job guy. He could have done the same job in the same time and shined Austin Theory.
I found that less problematic than what they did with Austin Theory next.
Well, that's where I was going with this, because at least that way, before they kicked the shit out of him again, he would have looked dominant over somebody. So Austin Theory gets a mic and does the promo in the ring. He kind of halfway saved it with, well, once I got warmed up, he's a heel. Cuts promo on Adam Cole, puts himself over. He's interrupted by Dexter Lumis, who slithered into the ring and stared. I have mentioned I liked Sam Shaw, and I liked Sam Shaw's work. That's who Dexter Lumis used to be. He's gotten this gimmick, and either he is convinced that it's good or they're forcing it on him. Oh, bloody fucking hell. Dexter Lumis comes in. Austin Theory's there selling like he's scared. A referee pops in and calls for the bell, and they just apparently made their own match. And then Lumis goes into the blank face, plodding style, Undertaker light right hand punches with the fucking, kick the shit out of Austin Theory. They went to a break. What the fuck with this show? This wasn't a compelling match to begin with, but now they've gone to break. I They come back, and Austin Theory gets some heat on Dexter Lumis, consisting 80% of a chin lock or a face lock, whatever the fuck you might call it. Dexter Lumis fires up with no fire and no excitement. Why is the psycho killer a babyface fighting the obnoxious, young, cocky, brash heel? Why? I
don't have an answer.
So Dexter Lewis.
Dexter Lewis. How about Jerry Lewis while we're at
Derek Lewis? I don't know. Martin and Lewis makes the big comeback. No fire, no facials. Austin Theory bumps like a Super Bowl for all of it. And that's what he's trying as hard as he can to do anything anybody asks him, obviously. But this had the pace of pouring pudding. Just drip, drip, drip. And finally, Dexter Lumis hits finish and then chokes him out as the fake fans were at a fever pitch and roaring. And then as soon as he chokes Austin Theory out, I like Cameron Grimes, but he comes in and does that double stomp on Lumis and knocked him out with one fucking move. Austin Theory hit this guy with everything he could fucking muster, and Lumis took him down and choked him out flatter than 4 o'clock, and then Grimes comes in and lays him out with one fucking move. And then went to the moon. Tell me what the fuck's going on here.
It bothered me because in the last several weeks when we've gotten a chance to watch Austin Theory, he's been one of the highlights on the show. You watch him and the way he moves in the ring, his physique, he looks like a serious young professional wrestler. There aren't that many people, that age group, that you say, man, I actually look forward to seeing what this person does in the future. There's MJF, there's Rhea Ripley, you could say maybe Jungle Boy. And this guy, since we've been watching him, and to see him get choked out by Dexter Lumis bothered me because I think right now and in the future, he has so much more upside than Dexter Lumis.
I agree. They're not pushing people. They're using people. They're booking people. You're using the talent. You're booking the talent, but you're not pushing anybody. I don't think they know how to push anybody anymore. Well, they do. Yes, they know how to push something. The O'Reilly and Finn Balor package from the match last week and the fallout. That was fucking fantastic. They gave the match a big fight feel. They had serious comments, showed Finn Balor's broken jaw and how he got it. What a fucking knee lift. I saw him selling his mouth like that. I just said, boy, he's really good. But what a job on this package. A TV show with matches and packages like this would bring viewers back to the wrestling business. I know it's hard to find people that can do the match like that, but this would bring back some of the 9 million people that we've lost in the last 15 years that aren't watching wrestling anymore on Monday nights. Damian Priest did a promo, very good as always, refreshing to hear a man's voice on a wrestling program for once. And then we go. Oh, go ahead.
I don't mean to jump in. First, I just want to say I agree with you. Great package. It feels like that title is jinxed. Everyone who gets it, Karrion Kross immediately out of action. Finn Balor, jaw broken in 2 places. It's a jinxed title. I noticed something with Damian Priest. I mean, tell me if you think I'm wrong. We've seen various promos from different people on this episode. Damian Priest is the one who does promos that are the most similar to promos on Raw in terms of the layout. Not necessarily what he's saying, because he's actually pretty good on the mic, but in terms of being back there with the interviewer, those are the ones that fit in on the main roster more than anyone else. Is there anything to read into that, or is that just what they're doing with him? I mean, it seems like he's the most main roster ready of everyone.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if they're specifically doing the promos that look like the Raw style promos, or just if that's a good thing for him to do. And they like having, because he's a ladies' man, they like having him play off the blonde girl. What's her name? Mackenzie. And it's a good visual because he's so tall, and then she's shorter because she's a girl. So, I can see him doing but you're right. And I hadn't even thought about it. That does look ready-made for. Actually, I shouldn't even say that ready-made for Raw because Raw sucks so bad now. But
you know what I'm saying, though.
It looks ready-made for the big time.
Yeah,